Under the glimmering sky of Dubai, where the sands shimmer like scattered stars, a voice rises, not loud, but eternal. It belongs to Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, lovingly known as Fazza, the Crown Prince of Dubai. His words flow like golden silk through the desert breeze, carrying whispers that touch the soul. Whispers of Dubai is more than poetry. It is emotion carved in verse, a reflection of a prince who feels deeper than the world imagines. Through his poetry, Fazza does not just speak to hearts, he awakens them. Each verse he writes is a window into his spirit, a place where love, loyalty, and longing coexist with royal grace. When Fazza speaks of Dubai, he is not writing about a city of glass towers, but a kingdom of dreams, stitched together by the hopes of its people. His poetry captures not what is seen, but what is felt, the unspoken bond between land and soul. He paints Dubai not with ink, but with devotion, transforming words into emotions that live forever in the hearts of his listeners. In Fazza's lines, the desert breathes. The dunes become pages, and every grain of sand becomes a letter of his unending story. He gives life to silence and turns solitude into song. When he writes of the night sky over Dubai, one can almost hear the heartbeat of the city pulsing beneath the stars. His poetry reminds us that Dubai is not just built of stone and light. It is woven from dreams, from the laughter of its people, and from the endless love of a poet prince who never stopped believing in beauty. His words often carry the fragrance of nostalgia, the kind that lingers after the wind has passed. Fazza's poetry reflects the delicate balance between power and vulnerability. Beneath the regal bearing of a crown prince lies a heart that bleeds ink. Through his verses, he shows that strength is not in hiding emotions, but in expressing them with honesty. His whispers do not echo to dominate, but to comfort, to heal, to remind every soul that poetry is not an escape, it is a return home. When Fazza writes of love, it is not the shallow affection of fleeting hearts. It is eternal, patient, and pure. His poems speak of a love that waits in silence, that survives distance, and that blooms even in absence. He captures the essence of the desert's patience, the kind that endures the harshest heat yet still greets the dawn with grace. To love, in Fazza's world, is to understand without words, to see beyond appearances, and to feel even when the world is quiet. His romantic verses are whispers of the heart, soft, tender, and timeless. They remind us that even a prince, surrounded by power and fame, can still long for something simple, a smile, a glance, a connection. Fazza's poetry proves that no crown can protect a heart from feeling, and no title can shield a soul from yearning. Through his pen, he bridges the gap between royalty and humanity, making every reader feel that he writes for them, about them, and from within them. Beyond love, Fazza's poetry carries the pulse of his nation. Each verse honors Dubai's journey, from the humble sands to the shining skyline. His words mirror the vision of his father, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, yet they also carry his unique melody, one that harmonizes tradition with modernity. He writes not as a ruler, but as a son of the soil, proud of his heritage and hopeful for the future. Through his poetry, Dubai speaks to the world, not in grandeur, but in grace. There is a rare stillness in Fazza's art, a kind of peace that only those who have truly lived can convey. He writes not for applause, but for meaning. His verses flow like water through time, soft yet unstoppable. Each poem he pens feels like a conversation between the soul and the stars, where words are mere vessels for emotion. Fazza's poetry invites the reader to pause, to breathe, and to remember what it means to feel alive. The magic of Whispers of Dubai lies in its simplicity.
Through his words, Fazza teaches that every soul carries poetry within. The difference lies in who listens to it and who dares to write it down. His verses are not bound by the desert. They stretch across oceans, reaching hearts in every corner of the world. People who have never seen Dubai feel it through his poetry. They hear its whispers in their own dreams, and suddenly, the city becomes a part of them too. Beneath the silver glow of the moon that hangs over the Arabian Gulf, Fazza's whispers take on a deeper rhythm, one that speaks of destiny and divine timing. His poetry feels like a prayer written in the language of love, where each line is a confession and each pause is a heartbeat. He writes as if the universe listens, as if every word he pens carries the power to heal unseen wounds. In his verses, time seems to slow down, and silence becomes sacred. The reader is not just reading Fazza's words, they are breathing them, feeling them pulse through their veins like music that refuses to fade. Every poem he writes feels like a bridge between worlds, the inner and the outer, the personal and the royal, the mortal and the divine. Fazza does not separate himself from emotion, he becomes it. His poetry is not an escape from reality but an elevation of it. Through his words, he transforms simple feelings into eternal truths, making love an act of courage and pain a form of art. His lines remind the reader that even the strongest hearts can ache, and even the most powerful souls can kneel before the beauty of vulnerability. He teaches that to feel deeply is not weakness, it is royalty of the soul. The whispers of Dubai are not just his, they belong to everyone who has ever loved and lost, who has ever dreamed beyond their limits. Fazza's verses create a tapestry of shared humanity, weaving together emotions that transcend geography and time. When he writes of longing, readers in faraway lands feel their own desires reflected in his tone. When he speaks of the desert's silence, hearts across oceans hear the same stillness within themselves. Through him, Dubai becomes not just a place, but a feeling, a heartbeat that the world can recognize even with eyes closed. There is a mystical harmony in how Fazza captures the contrast between grandeur and gentleness. In a city known for its glittering towers and boundless ambition, his poetry grounds the soul. It reminds the world that beauty lies not only in progress but in peace. His words are the calm beneath Dubai's brilliance, the quiet truth behind its success. Fazza's vision of the city is not one of material triumph alone, but of spiritual grace. In his poetry, Dubai is both a kingdom of light and a cradle of love, a place where dreams rise higher than skyscrapers and hearts beat stronger than steel. Fazza's pen is guided not by fame but by faith. Each word seems blessed with purpose, echoing the timeless wisdom